Welcome to the video. Today we will build a practical, step-by-step financial strategy for recent graduates earning around $22 per hour who are balancing student debt, transportation needs, and the goal of independence. To set the stage, we will walk through common myths, priorities, and a realistic plan that respects both your short-term needs and long-term ambitions. Let's transition into what we will cover today. Here is our agenda. First, we will bust the blizzard-proof car myth and show why tires matter more than drivetrain for most situations. Next, we will examine how to pace debt payoff strategically, rather than aggressively at the expense of other goals. Then, we will cover what to look for in a reliable, fuel-efficient used car. After that, we will discuss the leverage of staying with family to accelerate savings. We will also present a step-by-step action plan and include a couple of short quizzes to test your understanding. Now, before we dive in, we need an important disclaimer. This video is educational and does not constitute financial, legal, or tax advice. Your personal situation may differ, so consider consulting a qualified professional. With that clarified, let's move forward into our first myth-busting section about winter driving and car choices. The core dilemma is clear. You are earning around $22 per hour, carrying roughly $20,000 in unsubsidized student loans, and you also need a reliable vehicle while seeking independence. Navigating these competing demands requires prioritization that maximizes reliability, minimizes total cost, and accelerates progress toward debt freedom and your professional goals. With that context, let's dismantle the blizzard-proof car myth. This section addresses the misconception that a large 4x4 vehicle is necessary for winter reliability. In reality, traction, largely influenced by dedicated winter tires, plays a bigger role than simply having all-wheel drive. A fuel-efficient sedan or crossover equipped with proper winter tires can perform reliably for most commutes. This approach can save thousands of dollars in upfront costs compared to purchasing a larger SUV or truck. Complement this with disciplined driving and maintenance, such as brakes, wipers, battery health, and an alignment. Transitioning from myth-busting, let's compare the real costs. On the left, a used fuel-efficient sedan paired with dedicated winter tires often totals $8,000 to $12,000, plus $600 to $900 for tires and rims. Insurance tends to be lower and fuel economy higher, reducing ongoing costs. On the right, a large all-wheel drive SUV or truck may cost $16,000 to $28,000. With higher insurance and maintenance costs and lower fuel economy. For most conditions, the sedan plus winter tires combination provides superior value per dollar while retaining safe winter capability. With costs in perspective, let's map priorities for your gap year. This mind map places the strategy at the center and branches into transportation, debt, housing, and career. Under transportation, the emphasis is on a reliable used sedan, dedicated winter tires, and preventive maintenance to minimize breakdown risk. Under debt, start with minimums, then moderate acceleration only after securing the vehicle, and finally shift to aggressive payoff after the entrance exam and once overtime is feasible. For housing, leverage family support if available, set clear exit criteria, and build a savings runway. Under career, schedule focused study for the entrance exam, and plan for overtime to boost cash flow. Now, let's quantify the monthly plan. This pie chart illustrates an example allocation of take-home pay, assuming roughly 70 to 75% of gross income after taxes and deductions, though your actual figure will vary. Initially, front-load savings for a reliable used vehicle if you lack one. Maintain at least the minimum student loan payment to protect your credit. After the vehicle is purchased, immediately redirect the former car fund dollars into accelerated debt payoff. Also, earmark a modest amount for entrance exam expenses and a conducive study environment. Let's ground this with a simple numbers table. This illustrative table assumes a 40-hour work week at $22 per hour, yielding a gross of about $3,810 per month. A 75% take-home assumption results in roughly $2,857. The example allocates a modest family housing contribution, transportation costs including fuel, insurance and maintenance, food, communications, the minimum student loan payment, a temporary car fund prior to purchase, exam and career costs, an emergency fund contribution, and a small discretionary amount. After purchasing the car, the $600 previously allocated to the car fund can be redirected to accelerate debt payments. Now, let's convert this into a concrete action plan over time. Here is the tactical sequence. In weeks 1 and 2, run a budget sprint and seek pre-approval for a modest used car purchase if financing is required. In weeks 2 through 6, acquire a reliable sedan or crossover, prioritize dedicated winter tires, and insist on a pre-purchase inspection. From month 2 onward, continue minimum loan payments and quickly build a $1,000 starter emergency fund. In months 3 through 6, once the car is secured, redirect the former car fund dollars into your loan payments and protect exam study time on your calendar. After passing the exam and securing overtime opportunities, aggressively increase debt payments. For housing, if family support is available, establish a mutually agreed timetable with checkpoints and save a cash runway for moving out. Next, let's visualize the timeline. This Gantt chart maps a 9-month plan. The setup phase includes a budget sprint and pre-approval in the first 2 weeks. The vehicle phase runs weeks 2 through 6 for search, inspection, and winter tire installation. Stability involves building a starter emergency fund and protecting entrance exam study blocks between months 2 and 6. Acceleration begins once the car is secured and the exam is targeted, redirecting the car fund to debt from months 3 to 9 and initiating overtime around months 5 to 9. The key dependency is to secure transportation before pushing aggressive debt repayment and to preserve study quality before loading overtime. With timing clear, let's discuss housing strategy. Staying with family, when safe and supportive, is the highest leverage decision during a study-intensive and modest income period. Establish clear exit criteria such as a target savings amount, a debt milestone, or exam completion. Redirect the rent and utilities you are not paying into debt and emergency savings. Maintain boundaries and structure at home to preserve study quality and household harmony. This trade of short-term dependency for long-term security can compress your debt timeline substantially. Let's test your understanding with a quick quiz. Quiz time. The question is, which upgrade most improves winter commuting safety per dollar for most drivers? Option A, upgrading to a large all-wheel drive SUV. Option B, installing dedicated winter tires on a sedan or crossover. Option C, buying snow chains for occasional use. Option D, increasing insurance coverage limits. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B, installing dedicated winter tires on a sedan or crossover. Winter tires are specifically designed for traction in cold temperatures and on snow and ice. While all-wheel drive can help with acceleration, it does not substitute for the contact and grip provided by proper tires, which directly affect stopping and steering. Now let's try one more quiz about debt pacing and housing. Here is the second quiz. You are paying $2,000 per month on $20,000 of loans but still need a reliable vehicle. What is the best next move? Option A, keep paying $2,000 per month and buy the cheapest car you can find immediately. Option B, pause loan payments entirely to save for a car. Option C, temporarily moderate loan payments, secure a reliable vehicle, then ramp up payoff after the exam and overtime. Option D, move out to be independent now and finance a new car. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is C. Temporarily moderating loan payments in order to secure a reliable vehicle protects your ability to work and study. After the entrance exam, and once overtime becomes available, accelerate repayment with higher cash flow. Options A and D may force poor vehicle choices or higher costs, while option B risks delinquency and credit damage. Now let's crystallize the key takeaways. Here are the key points. First, winter tires provide the greatest safety improvement per dollar, enabling you to choose a lower-cost, fuel-efficient vehicle. Second, sequence your goals carefully by securing transportation before aggressive debt repayment, and then accelerate after the exam and overtime are in place. Third, leverage family housing support if available to accelerate savings and debt elimination. Fourth, protect your study time to unlock higher earning potential. Finally, systematically redirect every freed dollar to the next highest impact step. To help you visualize the overall flow, here is a final diagram. This flowchart summarizes the decision sequence. If you do not yet have a reliable car, build a car fund, or obtain pre-approval, then purchase a reliable sedan with winter tires. Maintain minimum loan payments and protect study blocks. After passing the exam, use overtime to accelerate debt payoff. If family support is available, remain temporarily and set exit criteria. Otherwise, pursue low-cost alternatives such as shared housing. Throughout, continue building your emergency fund and performing preventative maintenance. Now let's wrap up with a concise summary. In summary, dismantle the myth that a large 4x4 is necessary for winter capability. Invest in proper tires instead and save thousands. Temporarily moderate loan payments to secure a reliable vehicle, then ramp up debt payoff after your exam and once overtime is feasible. Leverage family housing support if you can to accelerate savings and reduce risk. Protect both your time and cash flow so you can win the long game. Finally, here is our closing message. Thank you for watching. If this video was helpful, please like it, share it with a friend who needs a clear plan, and subscribe for more practical money strategies. I would love to hear your biggest takeaway or your next question in the comments.